Let me know if this is crazy, right? I think women are just like money. You know that saying where you can't make money until you spend money, or you can't make money until you lose money? I think it's the exact same way when it comes to these hoes, bruh. Because really, you won't know how to get a lot of them at once until you lose a decent amount of them. I know what you can say, I'm such a horrible person, because how can you even compare women to inanimate objects like money? That's not the core of what I'm saying, but I guess that's what I'm kind of saying. I know it's bad, it's terrible, but that's kind of what life is. In a casual context, or you're just hooking up, right? And you want this overabundant amount of women on your roster, whatever it might be. A waste of time, might I add. Don't do rosters. That'll be a video for another day. You have to get a lot of women, but you won't know how to manage that load if you haven't lost a great deal of it. Think about money management. A reason why somebody is way better with fiscal responsibility is because they lost an egregious amount of money. Why would you ever want to be responsible with money if you haven't had bad experiences in the past with losing money in the first place? I'm no dating guru. I'm not King 6'7" or what was it, King 6'8" or Duke Dennis or anything of that nature. But I have had a lot of women, bro, and I've had a lot of conversations with women over text message. And in order for you to keep that up with these different types of women, there's just some things you can and you cannot do if you want to juggle all of them at one time, be it a waste of time. It's just like how when you want to keep money, you should know definitely not to be spending all this money on fast food. Don't be frequenting the drive-through. Just like texting a whole bunch of women. If you're going to be texting a whole bunch of women, it's best that you don't respond with WYD all the damn time. That shit dries the cat up. I think when it comes to a conversation like this, we just have to be open-minded. Yes, the comparison seems bad because I'm comparing women, like real human people, to money. But I feel like the principle still stands. If you want the ability to have multiple women, you got to know what it's like to lose multiple women. Just like how if you want money, you have to lose money first so you understand the value of it. But then again, I'm not really the best person to ask when it comes to fiscal responsibility or just money in general. I kind of see it as propaganda, and it's really just a token to have fun. But video for another day, like I said. This particular area of expertise doesn't just come from nowhere, right? I've had years of experience dating from all the way back in Kik when you would ask out your childhood crush and she would inevitably say no, and you would just blame it on your cousin stealing your phone and playing with it. And then you would just have to drown out your sorrows on whatever World Star Hip Hop compilation, twerk compilations were on YouTube at the time. But I think the first instance of this practice where you get to managing a whole bunch of women while losing them also is when you were in high school and middle school and you're doing Snapchat streaks. The Snapchat streak was an easy bailout and excuse for me to snap women that I thought were pretty at the time, and I needed every excuse I can have, being that I was a pretty fat kid in middle school. So best believe I was taking every opportunity I could. For those of you who aren't well versed in Snapology, when it came to a streak way back in the day, I can't speak to how it is today, you would send usually 2 to 3 streaks a day, all the way from the morning, hence being morning streak, where you just send a snap of your face, a background, whatever's in your face. You send that to a whole bunch of people so you get that number, so you get that streak for how many snaps you sent each day, right? And then the second half of the day, usually the last snap would be the good night streaks in case you missed the morning streaks. It was really like a full-time job in middle school when all you had to do was good. I didn't have a job until I was a little bit older, so I mean, this was paradise to me. This was heaven. I thought life couldn't get any better at this point. When you're juggling all those Snapchat streaks, inevitably you're going to try to chat up one of these streaks that you have, usually assuming that they were pretty women at the time, right? And amongst these, you would have to build your conversational skills, and you would have to just break an icebreaker out of nowhere, pretty much just pull it out of your ass. When you're having all these Snapchat streaks, it's hard to make conversation from a woman just sending her forehead in your Snapchat. It's really hard to break ice from there. So you had to get creative. There was a lot of trial and error, and obviously with the error, there was a lot of open, a lot of read. But eventually, as I started to build my conversational skills with talking with a whole bunch of women, it no longer became just a forehead picture or just an open snap. It started to become a full face picture, and now you guys are actually having conversation, and you are transitioning to iMessage. You guys are making it out of the Snapchat dungeon. That's why it's always bad talking to women on a social media app first, like be it Snapchat, Instagram, whatever, because they can always get sidetracked by their other notifications. I guess that can be true on iMessage too, but it's way more prominent on an app like Snapchat or Instagram. Because think about it, she's juggling all these likes and story mentions that she's getting while she is texting you. She's going to get easily sidetracked. Whereas something like an iMessage, it's way more intent, because the only thing that would take their attention would be another person, directly another person. The point being, the competition is a lot more slim and it's way more direct on iMessage. So at least you know if her attention is being taken away on iMessage, it has to be another person. It's not just a notification. Well, I guess both of them are notifications. You get what the fuck I mean, man. I go back to say, what does this have to do with women being like money? Well, I would go as far as to say that you weren't listening and you need to work on your comprehension. Because to make money, you need to spend money, therefore lose money. To get women, you need to lose women, so you understand how to keep them. And my years of doing Snapchat streaks and just mindless texting and snapping on every conversation, it helped me prepare to deal with women on Hinge and Tinder as I got older. What a life. It's crazy because they told me your 20s were supposed to be magical and it's going to be this movie, it's going to be raunchy, and you're going to be taking all these risks. Mine have been just filled with like constant women on Hinge and Tinder. It's not at all what I thought it would be, but that's okay. I'm dealing with it. On Hinge and Tinder, you're going to battle with all these women and all these options, quote unquote options that you think you see. That Disney Channel mindset of you finding one attractive woman and you just try to speak to her, it goes out of the window. It's not going to work. It's not a very efficient dating strategy, at least within the terms of dating on dating apps. Because dating apps aren't real. It's actually kind of a messed up way of dating, but that's a video for another day. The dating app strategy is you swipe on many attractive women, and then hopefully you get a lot of matches for the women you swiped on. And then the matches that you would get, you would chat them up, and you can't be hung up on a woman that won't respond. Women not responding and women losing interest are just as natural as you paying taxes. That's why on the dating apps, you are going to be talking to multiple women at one time, because you can't just get hung up on one woman responding. You still have 10, 20, 30, 100 other matches that you have to talk to. All right, so you can't be hung up on one. And here's where the point comes in, because now you can analyze the drop-off rate from what you sent on that dating app. You're just like, damn, okay, I sent this corny shit more than twice, and they've all stopped talking after I sent that. Surely that can't be a coincidence, right? This is a pattern now. So now you switch up the strategy and you stop doing that corny shit that lost the interest initially. And now you have a lot better of a return. They're actually responding. So you lost some women to get some more women. It's a messed up science, but let me tell you something, bro. When it comes to women, the formula could be perfect, but it won't matter. Sometimes you just won't have an answer. How do you have an answer for a woman who is mad at you one day, and she loves you the next, and then another day, I don't know, she's talking about what kids you guys should have first. It's so confusing, but we all just play the game. Real players adapt. I look back at all these times where I'm dealing with women, and I have all this shit to say and advice, quote unquote advice I have to offer to others who don't know me, and I wonder, am I a bad person for this? And overwhelmingly, the answer is almost always yes. But if I didn't have all this experience and lore with women on dating apps or just even in real life, I wouldn't have anything to talk to you guys outside of the sad introspections that I give you that you seem to not like. Dude, somebody called my introspection on my previous video before this one useless. I was dumping my heart out, but damn, alright, I see what it is. It's okay. We adapt. But without deviating from the original point too much, I guess I can really say I didn't start to really appreciate money coming in from social media or physical 9 to 5 until I started losing it all to bills. I had to go back and analyze what I was doing so I could see where my dollars were going and how was I spending my money, and can I do it in a more efficient manner to where I could leave more in my pocket. But guess what? I got a bright idea when I started analyzing my finances and overviewing my budget. It's like, damn, this is the exact play that I hit on Hinge. The exact play I used to hit on Tinder when I used to frequent those apps. Now, right off the bat, you could say, dude, that's a little backwards. Usually it would be their fiscal responsibility that came first and then the hoes. I understand it, I feel you, and I'm listening. But that's not how it was for me. The hoes always used to come first, and that was the reason why I had a lot of the self-esteem issues that I have. So, I digress. If we're being real here, there is no bigger waste of time than talking to multiple women at once. because you'll start to trip about shit that you don't need to trip about. And when you actually genuinely make the time to go hang out with them, it's like all your free days are going straight to them. You have no time to be yourself and be you. And at first it would be fun. There was actual novelty behind it. It's like, damn, I get to hang out with pretty women. I don't have to worry about my responsibilities at home. It's fun, right? That's what you think. But then the realization sets in. It's like, damn, I am not who I am destined to be by hanging out with these women that don't really care about anything more than just a fun time right now. I'm low-key wilding out. This is not my purpose. You could be mid-crack, or it could even be a post-game interview. You leaving her crib, you leaving the car, whatever, and you're like, damn, finally got the crack. This did not make me a better man by any means. It actually kind of made me a worse man. And I've actually only done nothing but waste time. I mean, this didn't bring me anywhere near close to my goals. It actually set me further back. Then you start to question yourself. You're like, damn, what am I even doing? Am I just a shell of a man for even partaking in this kind of thing? You fall asleep, and then you wake up the next day, a whole bunch of unanswered texts from unknown numbers hitting your phone. Then you fall through that cycle again. And then you're wondering, how do I always get myself into something like this? That's that validation and low self-esteem, man. It's beat us once. It's beaten us a few times. It has beaten us a lot. You dance with these kinds of thoughts a lot, even when you download these dating apps, because at a point I was definitely downloading these for my consumption only. And then the second half, when I really started content creation, I started making genuine money off of it. I was like, you know what? I got to keep up with this gimmick. Let me keep on doing this, because there are people who actually want to learn how to get matches, how to get dates, and how to get hookups off of these apps. I was like, you know what? I can turn my pain into something special. But just because I have monetary gain does not mean I'm no longer wrestling my ideals and the negative thoughts that come with that purposeless game. It genuinely sucks. I don't know why anybody does dating apps for a long period of time in a serious manner. They got to be completely numb to the pain at that point, dude. There is an intervention that needs to be had, if we're being honest. What I did learn from juggling a lot of women at one time was that there are a lot of women that are in it just for the ride. They're not there for the long term. Literally what you see is what you get, and that kind of sucks. Because then, if you have any real sense of self-awareness, you turn that mirror right back onto you. Like, damn, these women suck, bro. They don't have any depth. They're not in it for the long term. Their attention span sucks. They have no personality. But how can you say that about anybody and not flip that on you? There is definitely something going on with you if you're attracting them. They feel that comfortable to go to you for a reason. You're opening them up. You are the man. You are leading this dynamic. So you gotta have a little bit of accountability when it comes to that. But what's different now, when I do the content creation for like dating apps and stuff, I'm juggling with all women when it comes to, women who just want a short-term hookup, women who want a summer fling, and women who are genuinely looking for husbands on Tinder, which I know, be it niche, that it is a real thing, and it's just as corny as it sounds. Like, they really are set out on finding a husband on Tinder, and I feel so bad for them because they don't even know what the hell they're doing. But I think the real difference in, like, with the title of this video, where I think women are just like money, at 22 to 23, when we're in the worst economic markets known to man right now, at least within the West, I would much rather have way more money than way more women. But then again, if you have a lot of women, you probably have a lot of access to money, because you know something that a lot of people don't. You can be somewhat broke with a lot of women, but those women are going to be chopped, realistically. I'm digressing. I'm deviating again. Let me get back on track. When you get a lot of money, it's going to be a lot of paperwork, a lot of taxes, and a lot of headaches. Same thing with women, dude. You get a lot of women. It comes with a lot of headaches, a lot of pointless arguments, a lot of conversations about, oh, what are we going to eat today? Oh, I can't believe you don't look at me like that. Why don't you slap my yams anymore when you walk by? There's a whole bunch of pointless shit. And sometimes you wonder, is it even worth it? Was the grass really greener on that other side? Like during those days where you would daydream about having an overabundance of money and women. If I had to give anybody advice on money, I wouldn't. I'm not rich yet. I've done relatively well with money. I have a fairly decent credit score at 22, turning 23. So I'm not doing too bad. Definitely could do better. But when it comes to women, if I had to give any advice, just know losing interest and having a whole bunch of women, there's no fighting that. You cannot compete for interest. You cannot negotiate attraction, and you cannot put any pressure on her to like you any more than what she already does, man. That shit goes with the wind. It really depends on the day. Some days you get lucky, some days you don't. You just gotta hope she's having a good day and hope you're looking good at that right time. That's really all I can say. It's kind of grim, but that is what it is, bro. I never wanted to be the dude growing up to make my personality be just getting women and dealing with women, making that my personality trait. Because I was a fat kid, I wanted to have so much more depth, and I do. But I can't deny that part of myself where women have taught me so much about people and how to conversate. And all the content that I've gathered from this said information has opened up so many doors for me, and it's gotten to know some of my subscribers, the people in my Discord, and even people on TikTok who know me. So sometimes I doubt the content, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm done talking about women. I need to move on, but I can't amputate that part of myself. I'd be doing myself a disservice, and I'd be doing the people who know me a disservice. They want this game. So to that, I appreciate everybody who's listened. I'm never going to stop. We're only going to go up from here. I hope you guys like the voiceovers thus far, because we have more coming. Some on introspection, some about women. But no matter what, the bottom line, the common denominator, I will be back. I love and appreciate you. Thank you for taking a chance on me. You guys have a great day, night, whenever you see this.